Hello, everyone. Welcome back to some more 2026 LMFL playoff action. Tonight is a big night. We got Mac, the Mississippi Cod Knockers, going up against Neptune, the Las Vegas-born Sinners. Tonight, we're going to figure out who gets to the grand final first in the upper bracket. And there will be no return here on Mac's side. We will have a pause first.
Okay, almost done. All right, I should be okay.
All right. In 3, 2, 1. I'm of course not alone. Got Brandon here in the call with me. How you doing?
Man, Larlar, I have been waiting on this game for a whole week, bro.
I
We
have been
got
too.
literally two headers coming into this Max Cotton Knockers versus Neptune's Born Sinners, man, Larlar. What is one thing you're looking forward into this upper final as we see Jared Goff? Dre gives it, it's dropped by James Williams. But what's one thing you're looking forward to in this game here, man?
I'm every possession is about to count, obviously, but at the same time, when it comes down to big plays and big moments, each possession, oh my goodness, it could turn the tide easily. Of course, we're going to say it all day long. Turnovers. Minimize on the turnovers for both. It may come down to that by the end of it all.
Yes, it will, as we see Jahmyr Gibbs.
Go anywhere. 2 yards only.
And, it's already 3rd and 8. We normally seen from Mac throughout the season is whenever he's on that first drive, he normally scores off of the first couple plays. So this is one of the few times this season where he's already at a 3rd and 8 here. So I'm very curious to see what he'll choose. But Commissioner, we know this best. We know with Neptune, he's one of the best in the league when it comes to time management, when it comes to audible plays, when it comes to draining out the clock, right? And we know Mac is best in the league when it comes to putting the ball down the field, stretching it down the field, because we have Jahmyr Gibbs, we have St. Brown, Tesla, James Williams. You got guys that can push down the field, as, for example, it's dropped by Tesla there and 4th and 8 here, Commissioner. This is something where Mac is not too familiar with at the very start of the games.
He's going to be deep here in his, well, it's not very too deep. He's going to be at his own 37 if he decides to attempt this, but 3 and out to start off here for Mac's offense. Nothing, not that it's terrible, but we don't usually see that. But we're going to have a punt here. Johnson will take this out first, and Neptune really won't go anywhere. So now, starting at the 15 here, let's see how Neptune sides here, because here's the thing, Brandon. In terms of upper final going into the grand final, Neptune is looking for his first ever appearance in the grand final. He's looking out for that first ever appearance, trying to prevent another Mac versus Mac's grand final. But let's see what happens here.
And with the way that Neptune has been playing all season long, you kind of expect Neptune to be in this position, right? I mean, the way that he's been playing all season with the patience levels of the no huddles and the audible plays and everything. I feel like every opponent in this league has been like, man, how can we stop that? As we see Bucky Irvin splits the hole there, and he does get tackled out of bounds. But Mr. Commissioner, when it comes to this matchup, and we're talking about Neptune first here, with the Born Sinners, what's one thing that he got to do in order to make that grand appearance to the finals here today.
I think in terms of he just got to keep doing what he's been doing. I mean, he's in the upper final for a reason. Bucky Irving. This time going to get a loss of 1. But he needs to just continue doing what he's been doing. He's been very comfortable with his playbook all season. Comfortable in terms of what he is calling all season. So this is just another game, I feel like. But then again, I feel like both competitors should just go into this play like, yeah, it's an upper final, but this is another game. Just got to continue to try and win it. And Irving doesn't really... he actually gets a couple bit there. 3rd and 2 here. No huddle. There it is. So, that's surprising.
We're already seeing it first time in the game. 3rd and 2 here. Let's see what Neptune calls. You're already seeing the audibles called here. Not a surprise. He's been doing that all season long here. Now Baker Mayfield in shotgun formation. Gets it to Irving for the first down and more. Tackled there by Robinson. And honestly, Mr. Commish, we've been saying that all season long, too, with when it comes to Mac's defense, right? Really strong front 4, really strong front 7. It's really that secondary that's been an issue. But we've been seeing time to time where Mac has been doing really good. We're trying to stop it. But in this case here, Rashid White goes it to the 28. But Mr. Commish, as we see another no huddle, what's one thing that Mac got to do in order on defense to stop Neptune from pushing down the field?
Definitely got to be a focus on secondary, I feel like. Yeah, Bucky Irving will potentially go far in here and there, but the weapons... There you go, 2-yard loss there from a tackle of Anzalone. But yeah, the secondary for Mac is going to have to kick up today because of Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Egbuka. He's got to tighten up on that defense there in order to try and get something here, but again, it's going to be very tough. I feel like a bunch of reads will have to happen here at the line for them to for both of them to try and find success.
Exactly. As Baker Mayfield throws a screen pass over to Irving, blitz 1, and he's gonna go. Can he go all the way? No, he can't. 1st and goal, ball on the 4. And Mr. Commish, this is not a surprise how Neptune is already pushing down the field already, down to the 4-yard line.
Yep. Not surprised at all. Already 1st and goal, 4-yard line. But honestly, right now, as we're kind of noticing here, just slightly a little bit, but Neptune is kind of taking his time here, just ever so slightly. We obviously seen the no huddles here and whatnot, but we're definitely seeing a little bit more just trying to choose a different play each time almost.
Yeah, and it's 1st and goal. Already seeing audibles, even in the red zone, which is still not a surprise here.
Not surprised at all.
Irving, but it has been spoiled, and you see the whole defensive line basically got it. And guess who led the charge? Aiden Hutchinson. That's one name I want to see throughout the day. How can the best defensive end and basically all the football can get the stop on Baker Mayfield? But now, Mr. Commish, now you're in the red zone. I think this is where Neptune does excel at, especially when it comes to play calling. But you don't want to do anything that's too risky, right? Because Mac is one of those guys where he can easily see what the play is going to be happening, just like with the toss here. So it's now 2nd and 10. You see quad wide receivers now, including Kaden Naughton there. Baker Mayfield throwing and to Bucky Irving for the first point on the board there, Commissioner. And just like that, first points on the board.
Yeah, that was pretty nice there from Neptune. Able to get a nice, very simple play. For honestly a play that he's been calling all season. So very good play to get this touchdown here. In terms of what happens next, I think we all know what's about to happen next. But that's the thing that makes going up against Neptune so difficult, because he's gonna go for these 2-point attempts here, try and like screw with the score here a little bit.
As Baker Mayfield drops back the pass, and it is caught. Chris Godwin with a diving catch. And just like what you said, Commissioner, it's one of those Neptune, the Bourne Centers is one of those teams where they want to get the ball rolling and they want to get out there fast, right? They want to get as many points on the board so that way, if it comes to the second half and the team is catching up, you better hope if you're a Bourne Centers fan that you're up far enough to where, you know, you don't let the game drive away. But it's now 8-0 here. And now Mac will receive the ball here, Commissioner. And this one is returnable this time. Sailors. Goes to his right.
Something
29-yard
there.
line.
Yeah.
Now, Commissioner, now with Mac's offense, right? What is one thing you want to see here against Neptune's defense in order for him to push down the field?
I think he's going to try and open up the playbook a little bit more. Definitely that first drive is kind of like get a feel of the game. But at the same time, you kind of have a little room for error here. So I'm expecting him to open up this playbook just ever so slightly. But 4-yard loss early already.
Oh, man. And you know what Gibbs, right? We've seen Gibbs throughout this whole season of the speedster that he is on the edge, right? But with the Buccaneers defense that a lot of people don't really know, they got fast shutdown corners on the outside. So these guys can easily, if they get the right angle, they can get Gibbs to a stop. But Jared Goff drops back to pass. There's a blitz happening off the, and Larlar, just what we said. We talked about how fast the corners are. And guess what happened there? A corner blitz. So that's one thing I really wanted to see with this offensive line, if they can block that. But Commissioner, 3rd and 14 already.
Yeah, I think the pressure here is kind of getting already to the offensive line of the Lions here. He's gonna throw it to Laporta.
Oh, Sam Laporta with the tight end. Can he beat the corners? Yes, he can. Touchdown! Wow. Commissioner, you're kind of talking about how the offensive line got to get these key blocks in order Jared Goff to get the ball down the field. Well, you were right just there as Max strikes right back. Great play call.
Unreal. Holy moly. Just a beautiful play call here to start things off. And we're not sure what's happening.
Looks like they're still trying to decide if he wants to. Oh, he's also going to go for 2. That's the reason why.
All right, let's
Max
see.
like, hey, you got it. And let's see what happens here.
Hey, honestly, you got to try and match each other's energy.
Oh, and he's batted down the line.
Pressure.
And you can tell that was a screen pass. You can tell that was a screen pass there, Commissioner, because the blocks weren't there. You saw all the defensive line come through.
Yeah.
So, but the good thing for Mac is that it's still early in the game. He can easily strike back later. Yep. As Johnson will return the kickoff here. Oh, he juiced 2 guys, juiced 4, but it looks like it's not going to be enough. Gets it to the 24-yard line. And I want to get back to that last play that Max scored there. Sam Laporta, even though he's a tight end, he got some wheels. He beat 2 corners going into the end zone.
That's very, very true.
So, Commissioner, everyone talks about the wide receivers and Williams and St. Brown and Tesla, but hey, Laporta and Wright, they got some wheels too, man. But now, back to Neptune here. How will he strike back? And not much there. 2nd and 10 there, Commissioner.
Definitely gotta, again, just trying to see and feel how this game may potentially go. Because, again, this is the upper final. Literally, 1 game to go, and then you get to the grand final. And obviously, when you get to the grand final, you want to have a little bit of some leeway in case you don't go to a game 2, as Evans can't haul that one in. So
double coverage right there too.
All right.
And Commissioner, with this side of the ball for the Born Centers, you got guys as in Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Ibuka, Cade Naughton, Bucky Irvin.
Yep.
Shoot, even Rashid White.
Yep.
Like, you got a lot of guys on this side of the ball as we see Ibuka here, but he doesn't get the first down, 4th and 1. And us knowing Neptune, he's even going to go for no huddles during 4th downs.
Yeah, this is not surprising in the slightest.
This is still big, even though it's only 1 yard to gain, but Baker Mayfield throws to Godwin for the first down. And you see the aggressiveness. One thing with Neptune there's, Commissioner, is like there's times where he can like change up the pace where he wants to. Like he can be aggressive and then be patient. Be patient, then be aggressive. I think he really has that good dynamic there that makes it tough for the defense.
Yeah, I agree. But 1st and 10 here. Approaching 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Pressure coming.
Uh-oh!
Again! Down the field!
Uh-oh!
Joseph can't get there!
Oh, he saves the bounds for the touchdown! Great agility, great balance. Dodges 2 corners that try to tackle him, and he's like, And Commissioner, we've seen it for both teams. Some not deep passes, but just let the wide receiver or the running back take it. And it worked.
Just a great play. There was pressure there. So Neptune was able to get that out when he could. Because of that, now he's up 14-6. And it looks like we're going to have another 2-point attempt here. See what happens here. Potentially go up 10.
Shotgun formation, Baker Mayfield.
And again, this is really like no surprise at all when it comes down to Neptune. Yeah.
It's really not. So, and it's early in the game too. So, Baker Mayfield.
Gonna throw it.
Oh, picked off by Reed Jr. Is he going to go all the way back? You got Rasheed White chasing him. But Reed, the speedster that he is it going to be a pick two? It's looking like it's going to be a pick two. And it is. That is crazy. Crazy. A 4-point swing. And Commissioner, that was basically a 103 or 4-yard pick two. And that is huge for the Cotton Knockers, man.
Some weird thing there with Igbuka. I'm not sure what happened there, but because of that, it doesn't make this game into a 10-point game. It's instead a 6-point game.
Ooh.
Oh man. All right.
Clip. But and Commissioner, I actually want to go back to the touchdown play. Bucky Irvin, I think there was a blown coverage in there somewhere because you saw how wide open he was on the right side, and it looked like one of the linebackers was supposed to be on him, but it was just wide open. So, and because of that, he got a touchdown. So, and kind of like what you said too, even though it is a pick two, it's only 2 points. That 4-point swing can mean the biggest difference in the end game. So. Keep an eye out on that as Jared Goff throws to Laporta again, breaks 1 tackle, but gets tackled on the 36-yard line. And already like that, 2 catches for 87 yards.
Yeah, that was nice there from Mac. Got to get used to things here now. This is definitely the point where you want to get used to things with your playbook in terms of how you want to potentially go for the rest of this game here. The way things go within the LMFL.
Very true. And let's talk about the Bucs defense real quick. When you got the leader in Levante David, who actually announced that he is retiring after this year. So in the future of the LMFL, that leader of the defense is calling it a great career there. But when you got Villavea, when you got Diaby, who is going to get to the quarterback as Reddick is actually the one, his opposite side of Diaby gets the sack there. Which I really like the crossover move into Jared Goff. I'm not sure what the alignment's kind of doing there to guard, but he gets to Jared Goff. But, speaking of more players, when you got him, when you got, all these guys in the secondary, and like I said, Villavea, the stuffer that he is in the middle, that can be a big struggle for the offense as Jared Goff throws it up the middle to Williams, the speedster as he is. Breaks 1 tackle, breaks 2, and he's going to get away from McCollum all the way to the end zone on 2nd and 19. And now Mac is potentially going to be leading this game here, Commissioner. What a response.
Wow, he was able to get out of those tackles. Bit of a mistake here, but extra point is going to be good. So Mac will get this lead by 1. It's a lead of 1, but still leading.
Yeah, we haven't seen much. I don't think we haven't really seen a 15-point score in an LMFL really this year at all. So, unusual score, but like you said, he's still leading at right now as Johnson's going to return it with open space. Great field return there, ball on the 43-yard line there, Commissioner. Now it's a chance to see how will Neptune strike back.
Yeah, that was pretty nice. They're from Neptune. But now he's got to respond back. See how this goes here for him.
1st and 10, ball to 43. Baker Mayfield draws back the pass, throws it to his left to Evans. Can he get the first down? Yes, he can. And you know, Commissioner, as well, now talking about the Lions defense, you know, we were talking about Aiden Hutchinson, but they also got Campbell, right? They also got a lot of other guys on this defense. I mean, the secondary, Brian Branch, a very heavy hitter on the secondary there, as Baker Mayfield throws a screen pass to White.
Oh.
Open space once again on the right. Will he get there? No, he will not. And that's the one struggle with the Lions defense is, can the secondary get those open field tackles? And you saw it there, how sometimes that space is not covered there, Commissioner.
Yeah, but just like that, Neptune is already at the 13-yard line, about to end this first quarter. And White will get about 4 yards, and that is going to be the end of the first. 15-14, very entertaining so far.
I was just about to say that, Commish. I mean, and it's kind of like what we expected, right? Not too high scoring at the start, but definitely going to be close. So, and it looks like Neptune is already knocking on the door as he is in the red zone here on the 8-yard line. Can he strike back and can he get the lead back? 2nd and 6 now. Under center, Baker Mayfield is. Calling 2 audibles. Calling 3 audibles. Letting the clock run down. Calling the 4th audible in one play. There we go. But can he get it off? Oh, it was almost picked off by Robinson.
Very dangerous.
3rd and 6 here now.
That could have been very dangerous. But it was not.
It could have went the other way.
Yeah, it easily could have gone the other way.
Now that's 3rd and 6. Baker
3rd and
Mayfield back in
6.
shotgun information. Yep. No audibles called this time, and he does give it to Ibuka, but does get tackled by Reed. What a game he's having. Now, Commish, 4th and 4, knowing Neptune. You think he'll still go for this one?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Do you think it's a correct choice here?
I mean, I would think so, only because that it's a very close game at the moment. And it's still very early in this game, so I think this is a good call here. He's at the 6. So it's not too far out.
He only has to get 4 yards. He doesn't have to get a touchdown.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's see what it is here. But Mac's defense has been clutch many times this season. So let's see if he does get the stop here.
Been pretty good.
Baker Mayfield, there is a blitz called, but Evans does catch it for the touchdown on the 4th and 4. And now Commissioner Mike Evans, as he does a quadruple front flip and back flip.
Yeah, that was a great play there from Neptune. Got to get it to his number 1. Now Neptune back in front. So let's see what his call is here now.
Yes. And you know, if he does convert, you know, this 2-point, it's still a 1-possession game. He's only up by 7.
That's true, but, you know, pick 2, you don't want that to happen again.
Oh, it almost happened again as you were just talking, but Campbell does bat it down.
Great play there from Campbell.
And I'm liking how Max Cotton Knockers, man, I'm liking how he has his team in the flats. That's not a good return. On the 9-yard line, hesitated on trying to just take a knee or go, but he just had to go. Let's see if he can make it a 91-yard drive. But Commissioner, I'm really liking how Mac is using his defensive corners and honestly ends in the flats, not letting people go anywhere, because you saw the stop with Ibuka. You saw the deflection pass on the 2-point conversion. I'm liking that a whole lot. Now is whenever Neptune pushes the ball down the field, how can the Lions defense adjust to that? So now, you know, flip sides. Gonna see Mac's offense out here. We've seen Mac plenty of times this year push the ball down the field, shoot even on like a 98-yard drive, I remember. So, but we see Gibbs here gets stopped immediately by Reddick. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, he's deep at the 9 here, but that's not always going to be an issue for someone like Mac. He's going to be able to go down this field pretty nicely here, as long as he, you know, the correct plays. But Neptune's defense definitely has to kick up here slightly here, because it's just the weapons get so crazy. A screenplay here for Gibbs.
Great block!
God, what a block!
What a great spin move too!
Wow.
Down on the 29, and just like that, he doesn't need to worry about a safety. It also meant to say this too. Vance Joseph on the other side of the ball too. He can definitely get down in the box as well if needed. But not that time. Jahmyr Gibbs was like, not today. And Winfield as well.
1st and 10 at the 29, so he takes himself out of the hole here.
Jared Goff is going deep to St. Brown! And with the first deep shot of the day, really, to the 5 and another touchdown. First catch of the day for St. Brown, and that results in the score. And Commissioner, we're looking like we're having a back and forth battle.
Yeah, it's very much starting here. But man, what a pass there from Mac. Off to St. Brown. He's going to look to go up 2 here. And he will. 22-20.
The crowd obviously not happy with that when you hear the boos.
Yeah, but this is kind of almost what you expect, because in the previous game between these two, where I want to say, yeah, it was Neptune who won, but it was a very close game. Johnson,
Commissioner! Will we see a kickoff return?
What?
And Johnson, can he get there?
Hey!
No, he doesn't, to the 3! The 3-yard line!
He got out of it, but then Neptune started skidding toward the fucking sideline.
I did notice that. Yeah, I did notice that. I'm not sure about that, but it does put him in 1st and goal regardless. So Baker Mayfield, he's got to be careful,
as
he does get sacked by Campbell there. Oh, man, Commissioner, just how the tables turn as you were speaking about how he can respond, and boom.
Yeah, that's a great defensive play here from Mac, but now, all of a sudden, at the 11 though, so it's not totally out of it.
It's not. Shotgun formation, Baker Mayfield. He's going to get blitzed again. And a great timing catch by his #1 receiver,
that is
Mike Evans, for the touchdown. And, man, Commissioner.
The guy.
Boy, you think that was PI there?
No, the guy. He is the guy right there.
Oh, yeah. You can't go wrong with Mike Evans.
You can't.
Oh, man.
Now, just like that, it's 26-22. And, oh, boy.
And, you know, we don't really talk about special teams often, but when you do, when we know special team plays like that, that's a game changer.
Absolutely.
As we expect here, a 2-point conversion. If he gets it, he'll go up by 6. Still a 1-possession game if he does get it. Baker Mayfield throws it to right for the 2-point conversion.
All right.
Now, you know, Commissioner, we're seeing the pace pick up between both teams. We're already seeing a combined literally 50 points already. So it's getting good. It's getting spicy.
And this is exactly what you want from an upper final, or a chance in the grand final. These two know what's at stake, but still so much time remaining though. Like, my God. Still way too early to be talking about anything right now, honestly. But
Right. Like, it's anyone's game still. It's one possession game. We're not even halfway through the second quarter. So it's still plenty of game time left. I mean, the total yards is only 20 yards difference. Jared Goff getting
oh
hit.
my god.
Well, tried to get to the screen to Gibbs, but he couldn't do it. 2nd and 10.
Big time stop there. Pressure's coming. So means a lot. That means a lot of things, and if I'm being honest with you.
It is. And we've been seeing a lot of screen passes, right? And for any of the viewers that's watching this, with the screen passes, when basically everyone besides the center goes on out. And when you have that, you have the middle of the field open, which gets blitzes all the time.
Oh
as
my
Deion
God.
Jones really
Oof.
couldn't even get to there.
Very close.
Deion Jones, an underrated linebacker there.
Been a big issue there. Now 3rd and 10.
Yes, now we see Montgomery in the backfield. Gives him fullback position here.
First time seeing him tonight, I believe.
Yes. Well, he gets a
Wow.
little point again. 1st and 10, ball basically midfield.
Nice easy pass there from Mac. Good call.
Great block by Montgomery, honestly, because Jared Goff would have got blown up if Montgomery didn't block there. First and 10, ball to 49. Mac is really taking his time this drive, which, he knows that there's no rush. That's Jahmyr Gibbs. Does get tackled there for a loss of 1 by Roberts. Commissioner, with these two heavy hitters, there's times where, Mac's best plays all season will be no match for him this game. And there's time where Neptune's best plays all season will be no match for him this game. Do you expect so far with the kind of change of pace between both teams that they still need to open their playbook up a little bit to still get some scores and stuff like that?
I think so, but
On a flag.
But there's a flag though. For what? Offensive PI.
Oh, wow.
How did this give you offensively pass interference?
Oh no. San Laporta. We're gonna have to look at a replay of that one later, but wow.
You're gonna have to check the replay on that. That is a very interesting call.
That's pretty huge. Well, now
Very
2nd and
interesting
21.
call.
But Commissioner, I guess speaking of the playbook, I mean, do both teams still need to open up a little bit? Or do you think right now, with the pace that they're kind of going back and forth, that they're kind of fine unless, the second half happens?
Oh, boy.
But there though?
That could be bad, too.
That should have been some PI there. There should have been something there, I feel like.
I don't
know.
know.
It was not called. Oh, boy, Mac. Wanting some answers there from the refs.
Now it's 3rd and 21. Puts Mac in a deep spot here. Not surprised. 5 wide out receiver set.
Oh, boy.
Jared Goff drive back to pass. Bucks only rush 4.
Wow.
Wide open Laporta for the first down.
And no matter what, it didn't even matter. He was able to get that down. Now it's a 1st and 10 here for Mac.
Made up for that offensive pass interference. He gets the ball back.
Man, because, oh boy. I would have to check the offensive PI later, of course. But like that second, no PI. Very, very interesting.
And that's pretty rare in the LMFL. So when they call it, it probably happened.
That's what I'm saying.
So Jared Goff drops back to pass. Dangerous pass.
Oh.
And he's dropped. Jared Goff threw that quadruple coverage, basically. And Laporta couldn't hold on to it. 2nd and 10. Yeah.
Big mistake there, almost. But he still has the ball, so.
133, 2nd and 10. Jared Goff drops back to pass. Goes to his left to Tesla. Gets thrown down. by Parrish there, 3rd and 3.
Okay.
3rd and 3, gain of 7 yards. Now this is field goal range for Mac here, by the way. So if he's not confident enough to try to convert a 4th down, if it becomes a 4th down, he can shrink this lead to at least a field goal type game too. Jared Goff in shotgun formation. You see the blitz rush already.
Oh!
Very dangerous pass there. 4th and 3. At
Dang.
that point, you kind of wish it was incomplete if you were Mac, and that's what's the case. But let's see if he goes for the field goal, or let's see if he goes for it.
Could have been a big mistake there.
It very much could have been 2 plays in a row where it could have been a big mistake.
Yeah. But 4th and 3 at the 26.
Yep, but they were both incompletions, which is in Mac's favor. 4th and 3, calling Montgomery back on the field. 2nd time we've seen him today. Doesn't give it to him. He does want to pass, and it's been blown up by Winfield Jr. on right for the turnover on downs, Commissioner.
Yeah, great play there from Neptune. I could see the vision in terms of Mac's play, but just wasn't enough, I guess.
It was there, but Winfield
Yeah, it was
Jr.,
definitely
we haven't
there.
talked about him. Yeah, we haven't talked about him much today, but he is also a corner that's very heavy hitting, kind of like a Brian Branch on the line. So not surprised there, but good play stop. As Baker Mayfield throws to his left, and it is dropped by Chris Godwin there, Commissioner. 2nd and 10.
Hey, very interesting last couple of minutes here. A bunch of potential penalties, incomplete
lot of
passes.
drops.
Yeah, a lot of drops here and there. I mean, it is
Let's
what
see
it is,
how
but
it goes. Yeah, let's see how it goes. It's 2nd and 10 still, Commissioner. Baker Mayfield's letting the clock drop a little bit. There's only the play clock because the game clock is stopped right now. And batted at the line by Hutchinson.
Great play there from Hutch.
3rd and 10.
Third and 10 here at the 26.
Looks like the Lions are showing pressure, or will they go into coverage here? They will go into coverage. Baker Mayfield throws it in the middle to Godwin Jr. for the 1st down. No huddle called by Neptune. He's getting a little comfortable here, Commissioner.
Not surprising.
No 4 minutes left in this quarter. Oh, play action pass. Throws it up to Mike Evans. Out of bounds. Red zone territory now.
That was a great play.
Now we see the Lions with a 2 safety back. Baker Mayfield gives it to White on a running back draw. 2nd and 4. Another no huddle called.
Yeah, here he goes. The no
This is
huddle's
what
coming
Neptune
out
is
again.
best at. Get into a bubble screen, and Mike Evans breaks 1 tackle, and that momentum carried him to a 3rd and 1. Another no huddle here. This is, like we said, this is where Neptune shines. But this time, Mac will stop that. 4th and 1 here now. And we've seen a couple turnovers on down here, Commissioner. Knowing Neptune, he's more likely going to go for it. But he has been stopped a couple times this game, so let's see what happens here.
Very interesting.
At this point in the game, before the 2-minute warning, you know you had a great drive. Might as well try to keep going here.
It's a 4th and 1 here.
Baker Mayfield drops back the pass on the middle, dangerous, but he does get it to Shepard. First time we've seen him all day.
What a huge play there.
Now it's 1st and goal, ball on the 5.
It keeps this drive alive. And it definitely also keeps the clock rolling here, so big time here. Field looking white for the 1.
And no surprise, a no huddle. I'm expecting a very quick play here from Neptune.
Right before the 2-minute warning, he's gonna get it
It
off.
is quick. Goes left, and guess
Wow.
who? The guy, like you mentioned, Commissioner Mike Evans for the touchdown.
Just unreal. Unreal with this guy here.
Man, oh man, oh man. And this is the largest lead of the night so far.
Yeah, it is.
Like 12. And Neptune's Born Sinners has a chance to go up by 13 or by 14. No surprise, going for the 2-point. Great play call to Cade Otten. First time we saw him today. And now the 2-point conversion is good off of the tight end flat route.
And now 14-point lead, double digits here. Of course, this game's not over. Of course, you know, we got a 2-minute warning at the moment. Mac and Neptune both have 3 timeouts. But I do think, in terms of just anything, Mac definitely needs to try and get something here, because Neptune will be getting this ball first to start the second half. So
that's a good point.
If he wants to get something going, it's gonna have to happen right here and right now.
And we've seen times where Mac has been down by double digits. He'll score like right away, right? And just shorten that lead. Yeah. So even if he doesn't go down the field immediately, I still think a minute 54 is still plenty of times, because now, Commissioner, this is when timeouts come into play. You know, even when you're down by 2 scores, how can you utilize that time management? Because to be honest, arguably, both Mac and Neptune are one of the best in the LMFL when it comes to utilizing those timeouts. So very curious to see how that goes here, as Mac has his Lions on the 1st and 10. Jared Goff throwing out the middle. Picked off by Levante David. And just like that, turnover on downs, Commissioner. Now Neptune has a chance to go back up again if he can.
What a play there from Neptune. He read it all the way, but that is going to be a play that potentially may change and alter this game here. And obviously this game is again, not over. So, but now looking a little bit rough here, especially if Neptune scores.
They can make bad at the line. I think he actually threw it at his offensive lineman. I don't think no one really batted the ball.
What a weird play there.
It is. And Commissioner, yeah, the game's far from over, but man, you definitely don't want to get the lead out of hand if you're a Cotton Knockers fan.
Yeah, you don't.
So, but if you're a Born Sinners fan, you're like, hey, might as well keep the drive going. So let's see how Neptune utilizes this 2-minute below this 2-minute warning here. If he can get another score. Baker Mayfield throws it up to a wide open Cade Otten. Jukes and spins to safety. 1st and goal on the 4, Commissioner.
Oh, he's gonna go for this. Another no huddle. Not
surprising in the slightest. Toss play to White. Can he get between the flat tackles? He does not. 2nd and goal. And at this point, they're going go mode. At this point, they want to score.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's the White again. He breaks the tackle for the touchdown. Now up by 20 and has a possibility going up by 21 or 22.
What a play there. Because now he's up 3 scores. Makes things very, very tough here in terms of a comeback.
No surprise, 2-point conversion here.
And he's gonna get it.
Good Chris Godwin.
Okay.
Now up by 22 here, Commissioner.
Now this.
Now, yeah.
Yeah, 1:15 to go. There's still lots of time. And 3 timeouts here for Mac. There's still a chance.
At this point, Commissioner, if I'm, the Cotton Knockers, I just want to get at least points on the board, right?
Yeah.
Even if it's a field goal, I know it's not much, but if you get points on the board down this drive of 1:15, I still say that's a successful drive, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So let's see how this return goes. Not too bad. Ball on the 28-yard line here. And Mac still got 3 timeouts, like you said there, Commissioner. So now literally the ball is in his court. We saw what happened last drive with the turnover, with the interception to Levante David. Now let's see if the Cotton Knockers kind of switch it up a little bit, or let's see if they kind of stick to what they've been doing that made them score the 22 points earlier.
First and 10, 1:12 to go in the first half here. He's gonna get a St. Brown.
Goodness.
Dangerous pass again. And it's for a 9-yard gain. The clock is gonna continue to run here. Down to 50 at least by the time this snap potentially gets snapped.
Jared Goff goes to his left. James Williams, but Winfield Jr. does get the tackle. And you saw with the play before, the slant route to St. Brown. We see many a times this season how that play to St. Brown, specifically on that flat route across the field to the right, has been a game changer. But in this instinct, Neptune has been playing really well and been covering the middle of the field. So now it's 1st and 10. Jared Goff drops back the pass. Goes up the middle. In traffic to Tesla. Let's get tackled there. 2nd and 4. Oh, no surprise, no huddle here. Gonna have to kind of keep going. He's still got 2 timeouts left. Looks like the defense might be a little bit confused. Jared Goff throws it up to the middle.
Oh.
And it's deflected. 3rd and 4.
Dangerous, but I could see the vision. But now it's a 3rd and 4
saw the
with
vision.
26 to go.
And that's the
26 seconds.
downside of with Laporta. Well, being a tight end in general, those corners can catch up that go route really fast. If that tight end's already out there, you saw the closing speed with those corners in McCollum. So we saw it earlier with Laporta, it worked, but we saw it in that instinct that the corners caught back up. So that's the downside there. But it's 3rd and 4. We've been seeing a lot of zone coverage played by the Buccaneers defense. It's been working. So let's see if they switch it up. Let's see if they stick to man. Or looks like they're keeping it in zone, but it looks like Williams, the speed right he is, goes out of bounds. Smart decision there by the Cotton Knockers there, Commissioner.
Yeah, very good play there from Mac. He's now at the 40, so he's knocking on the door in terms of a field goal attempt here. But obviously he would want to try to get a touchdown before the end of this half, before he kicks this ball off in the second half. It's a bit of a rough hole here that Mac is in, but
you want no turnovers, right?
Yeah. 20 seconds.
Oh, 1st and 10. Still plenty of time, in my opinion. Jared Goff's getting blitzed. He's just had to get that ball out there. Honestly, I like how he got the ball out.
Yeah.
Yes, didn't get sacked there. Now, Commish, you as the commissioner and the player of this league, in this instinct, right? When you're down by 3 scores, would you even consider a field goal like a success at this point, like in this drive, knowing you got a whole another half left?
I think any sort of points is definitely just something big. Laporta, okay, timeout. Just try to cut into this lead, because it's just that then in the second half you would have to rely on your defense to make some plays.
Yeah. And that's hard with, the way that the secondary's kind of been playing. That's kind of hard to kind of ask your defense to do a whole lot, right? So
yeah.
And sometimes it's not just like who does the right thing. Sometimes it's just the mistakes, right? sometimes you're kind of given those big plays. It's like not like you're doing everything right. Sometimes you get lucky. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens here with 12 seconds left. Jared Goff taking a while to throw.
Oof.
And that's a little hard there. 4th and 4 with 7 seconds left. What will the Cotton Knockers do? Will they go for the field goal? Yes,
Yeah,
they
this is
will.
smart. This is smart.
I like
4th
this
and
play
4.
call. Kick is up.
Good.
And it is good. I like the call here. Just get the points on the board, shorten the lead a little bit. Again, it's not much, but at least you get something out of the drive there, Commissioner.
4 seconds to go. You just want to defend this kickoff pretty nicely. Don't want to get into potentially anything here.
You saw the big return here from Johnson earlier, and
Oh,
looks
boy.
like
No.
it could have been close, but the gap closed, and that will be the end of the first half. Commissioner, that was a long first half, 44-25.
It was, but and again, this is just how it is. You got to make things work. But now Mac is going to have to kick this ball out to Neptune. And he has to kick up on defense. Meanwhile, Neptune's offense has been rolling today. So let's see what happens here on this possession.
That's the elder Johnson.
I will need to step away for like 5 minutes.
Sounds good.
All right, starting now.
Now we are here at the second half of this game. And one thing I'm looking forward to all the viewers that's watching, especially those that are now tuning in, if we're talking about Neptune's born centers, they've been really, really good with trying to push the ball down the field with these no huddles, right? Nothing really much changed with kind of like coming into this game, what he's been doing all season long. And with Mac, also good patience, good times trying to push the ball down the field when they're not. So really good plays on both sides of the ball. But Neptune right now is prevailing. So let's see what he does with Baker Mayfield on the center here. Toss to White to the right side. Can he get it the edge to the first down? And he does not. 2nd and 2 now. And with it being in the upper final, remember, whoever wins this game between Neptune's born centers versus Mac's Cotton Knockers will advance to the grand final of the LMFL. 2nd and 2, ball on the 33-yard line. Shotgun formation, Baker Mayfield. Throws it up the middle, dangerous as Godwin gets that knock out of him. Reed Jr. has been having a great game so far. 3rd and 2 now. I'm liking the blitz calls between both teams here. I'm liking the pressure. I'm liking who's getting to the quarterback here. Seeing a lot of zone, seeing a lot of man. As we see Baker Mayfield here, screen pass to White, great blocks all over the board. Spins one guy, but does get knocked out of bounds near midfield here. As Neptune once again rolling. It looks like that the Cotton Knockers are doing great in coverage, but it's always that one guy that's just still open, whether they're in the middle of the field or on the side of the field, left or right. Just one guy where it might not even be a blown coverage. It's just how the plays kind of just drag along each other. Now we see Turner in the backfield for the first time. Or Tucker, I mean.
Point it right.
Trading out the play clock here. Down to 3 seconds. Down to 2, down to 1. He does get it off. Baker Mayfield out the middle. It's batted away twice. 2nd and 10. That could have been a disaster. That could have been a spectacular catch to a near disaster.
Yeah, I came back to that. Oh my goodness.
I'll say, Commissioner, that could have been either way.
All right.
It is 2nd and 10. Ball on the 49 here, Commissioner. Neptune is doing good, pushing down the field. Let's see what the play call is here. The play clock is going down, but the game clock itself is still paused. Baker Mayfield drops back the pass. Throws it up to a middle to a wide Caden Otten. And Commissioner, another first down. Neptune going down the field.
No huddle.
Baker Mayfield drops back the pass. Blitz called by the Lions. He's going deep
Ooh.
in zone. And it's picked off by Reed. second
Godwin.
interception of the day, but this time he's going to get stopped on the 17. But that is huge, Commissioner, because if somehow Neptune would have caught that ball, he would have been up to nearly to 50 points. But that's huge.
Oh man, what a weird way there. I think there was miscommunication with Godwin, but now a sight to behold for Mac. He gets a turnover.
Nah, he just got the blitz. He got the blitz. This guy got to me. This guy got to me.
You hear it
I'll keep
there.
it buck.
You hear it there. Commissioner, honestly, did you see how both defenders could have ran into each other? That could have been bad. Rear gears going to motion. A pretty risky play call that resulted in a loss of 2. But Commissioner, now this is where Mac's like, all right, I got to capitalize. Because obviously turnovers aren't on every drive. It could be, but it's not on every drive. This is where I got to capitalize. This is where I got to stricken this lead, and so I can stay in this game.
2nd and 12 here.
Ball to 14. Montgomery now in fullback position here. Gets to the Gibbs up the middle. Does get tackled. And Commissioner, the Buccaneers have been, the board centers have been doing a really good job at stopping Gibbs. We haven't seen a lot of big runs from him today. Not a lot of outside gain yards. That was really one of the best plays for Gibbs all game long, and that happened in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. But
yeah,
I think if he needs to try and figure something out, then it's gonna have to start here.
And you're right. We're seeing some fire now out of Gibbs. Definitely needed for this Cotton Knockers offense. Boom, just like that. 1st and 10. Bucs territory. All right, let's see what the play call is here. Commissioner, do you see kind of the change of pace? Do you think that the Cotton Knockers really need to change their sense of pace here, even though it's 3rd quarter?
I think when it comes down to 3rd quarter, as Gibbs is going to get free a little bit. 31. It's just that, with time, when we're looking at the time, it's slowly starting to chalk down here to the point where time is not going to be on Mac's side, especially if he doesn't start scoring and stopping. So
I agree.
See what happens. But let's see.
1st and 10, ball to 31. Jared Goff gets it to right. Tackle 2nd and 3. I'm liking the pace here, but I do kind of agree, Commissioner. You can't go too slow because, when you do drown out the clock so much, when you get to Neptune, what if he drowns the clock, right? And then when you get the ball back, you barely got any time left and the game's basically over. So I'm liking the sense of pace. It's working. Great block by Gibbs. Out the middle, but Winfield with a great pass deflection off his back right hand there. 3rd and 3 here, Commissioner. Antoine Winfield with a great game. Third and 3 here now. New formation here. You see James Williams right beside Laporte on the left, but it is a screen pass to Gibbs. Can he get his speed? No, he can't.
He doesn't.
4th and 3. Now, Commissioner, here's the thing. What, another field goal? Would it be worth it here? You kind of got to go for it.
Oof. He's down, so I think you got to go for it here. I think so.
That's a hard decision, right? Yeah.
Oh, man. It's like, oh, boy.
It's like it's not late in the game, but at this point, you got to shrink in the lead somehow, right? So, and he does go for it here. Jared Goff tries to pass on the middle.
I don't think it's enough. Yeah, it's
Tesla.
not.
Oh man, and Commissioner, I don't know if you saw, Gibbs and Tesla basically trying to cross routes, and it looks like Gibbs was over the first down line and possibly could have gotten it, but Tesla was there, but he couldn't get enough there. Great defensive stop by the Bourne Centers there, Commissioner. Now 1st and 10 on the other side.
180.
And Irving is just going to go for 3 yards here. Okay.
Now, Commissioner, right.
That's a big stop on Neptune's part there.
Uh-huh.
The pressure coming.
Screen pass to Irving. A lot of jukes, but he knocks 2 guys. He was like Hutchinson down. Oh, man. No huddle. Now, Commish, let me ask you this real quick. Now, even though Neptune's up, does he really need to change anything so that way he doesn't let the game go out of hand?
Oh, he's honestly okay at the moment. He's getting these first downs. He's keeping this going. So, yeah, I mean, look. Yeah, you gotta figure something out. Or if you're Mac, for Neptune, he's currently at the moment, he's okay. 3:47 to go.
And you see the corners playing pretty far off the ball, which leaves the middle of the field open. But you also see the Bucks formation and the bunch formation a little bit. Oh, wide open, Bucky Irving, and he gets past one defender. Oh, he dunks in the touchdown.
He rolls him in. That's
I see you wanted something, huh? You was waiting for something, huh? What's up?
Oh man, Commissioner. Now Neptune's up to 50 points.
And now this. He's up now a quarter. Oh, man.
Kick is up. And it is good.
Good.
And Commissioner, I think kind of the theme of this game is a lot of the short passes. Because honestly, on both teams, we've been seeing a lot of open field catches that's resulting in big yardages and even touchdowns. And that's kind of one thing I was kind of expecting in the second half is how can honestly both teams, like not just one, how can both
and this nigga fumbles. Honestly, man, it's been real, dog.
Another kickoff fumble. I think this is the 3rd week in a row in the LMFL that we've seen a kickoff fumble that's turnover on downs, Commissioner.
Kickoff fumbles are insane in the LMFL, man. I just don't know.
People tackle this man, but he don't drop the ball. It's great. I'm wonderful.
I don't. It's like the last 3 weeks, Commissioner. We've seen it with the Ravens.
God, man.
We've seen it with the Bills. We've seen it with so many teams that's been just fumbling the ball on kickoff, but Baker Mayfield too short of a pass to Ibuka there. 3rd and 5.
Okay. Oh, man. Just. Oh, man.
Pistol formation now.
3rd and
5. Yep.
180.
Gets it to Irving, but gets stopped by Joseph there. Or no, by Brian Branch. 4th and 8. Now, even though Neptune's up by double digits, will he go for it here or will he just settle for a field goal? Nope, he will go for it here.
Yeah, not really surprising.
It's not. That's just one of those guys where he just wants to go up as far as he can, and every opponent in the league knows that. Baker Mayfield draws back the pass, throws it up to Irving somehow, and gets it to 1st and goal. I'm like in triple coverage. Triple man coverage, believe it or not. Pistol formation with double tight end and wide receiver. Irving's tired in the backfield. You see him scrunched over.
First and goal at
It
the
is a pass
2.
play. And to left to guess who again? Mike Evans. Baker Mayfield 7 touchdowns this game. And we're not even in the fourth quarter.
Oh my God.
And Commissioner, this game is still far from over. But Neptune is not putting his feet on the brakes at any point of time as a kick is good.
Oh boy, now it's currently at the moment with 1:30 left to go in the game. Man, I was not expecting the craziness of this third quarter, but unfortunately now trying to potentially not fumble again.
Yeah. And you know, Commissioner, when you have two heavyweights facing each other, right? There's gonna be points on the board. That's a given. But that doesn't mean that one can definitely prevail at times. Because, you know, the success that both teams have had this season long. You know, I mean, even with the Cotton Knockers, they still got nearly 400 yards in total yards. So it's not like they're doing anything wrong by all means. They're doing a lot of things right. But,
Yeah.
you know, the Born Centers are just stopping a lot of these, you know, big opportunity plays that Mac would normally run, like these tosses and, you know, flat routes and slant routes. But this time around, you can see right there, Neptune is stopping them, Commissioner.
It's a 3rd and 5 here, upcoming here at the 26. Because now, as of this moment, we are about a little over 10 minutes before Neptune is making his first ever grand final appearance.
And a wide open St. Brown. First
Great
down
pass
on the
there.
46. And remember, as the Commissioner was talking about, the winner of this game will be moving on to the LMFL Grand Finals. It looks like the quarter will end here if Mac doesn't. Oh, he does snap the ball here to get
Oh,
wide open.
Ooh.
Spins one guy, but doesn't get away. 1st and 10. But, Commissioner, that's the end of the third quarter, and now we are 1 quarter away from crowning someone who's going to be going into the LMFL Grand Final.
10 minutes to go. With a quarter of a lead here for Neptune. Looking more and more likely here. But of course, game's not over, but see what we got here is Gibbs can't really go anywhere.
Yeah, be Gibson for the tackle.
Now,
And
now, I was going to say, here's the thing, though. If the result stands, obviously, again, the game's not over, but result. Here, Neptune potentially going to the grand final, but then it would set up, oh my God, a lower final that is of crazy, crazy odds here. Because it's going to come down potentially to an El Clasico of the LMFL. Remind you, when it comes down to the matchup between Max and Mac, it's always a banger. Always a banger. It was by far, it's probably by far the most entertaining rivalry we've had all LMFL, but at the same time, remember that was the first ever game in 2023. First ever game. And so that game was a banger. We obviously know how that game goes. My God, that was 3 years ago. Oh my goodness. Holy shit. But it sets up a crazy lower final to the point where you would think that, oh no, it's not really a lower final. You would think it's a grand final again. But it's not. Instead, it's a lower final where these two competitors set up from different, just in terms of like different story of how they just go about things. It's a 4th and 8 here now, setting up with about a little under 8 minutes to go here.
And it shows you just how the parity of this league has become, right? It shows you how every opponent's been getting better. Everyone has been kind of figuring out every team's traits, and that's what you want to see in the league as we go to a pick by the Buccaneers, the Bourne Centers, McCollum, first down, and looks like time is just chopping away here, Commissioner, as Neptune once again gets another turnover.
Yeah. Yeah, and literally now with time remaining now, because this is pretty much going to go down to the last couple of minutes here, but I think when it comes down to just everything, oh my goodness. Like when you say parity and whatnot, I think we got to remember Mac and Max, they were not 1 and 2 this year. They were 3 and 4. And
exactly, yeah.
While RBM, who did get eliminated last week, even if he is, you know, somehow, some way eliminated and whatnot, it still shows you that there's still some seriousness in terms of just trying to get better and whatnot.
By far, and even the best players in the league,
yeah,
right?
Black Souls and Andrew been getting so much better. I mean, it kind of sets up for next year potentially to see how folks go. And at the same time, we also got to remember this: everyone's going to have a different team next year anyway, so it's going to be very interesting to see. Because remember, not everyone can potentially be consistent. We'll see what happens though, but this is definitely the first season where I feel like almost everybody got better over the time, and Mike Evans is going to go.
Like Mike Evans is going to keep going. Can he go all the way? And another touchdown by the #1 wide receiver that will now put Neptune above 60 points in this game. What a showing that he has put on. And Commissioner, as we were talking about with these new teams, think about it. A lot of new players on new teams, right? We had a crazy offseason. We had a crazy draft. There's going to be a lot of new mix-ups that we're really excited for that's going to be showcased. And we're going to see some new teams possibly in this LMFL that we haven't even seen before, right? So that's going to be kind of pretty cool to look out for. But still with this game here, as we see return here, a good return back here. But Commish, you know, obviously there's still 6 minutes left in this game, and you know, as time is kind of clocking down, as now Neptune is leading by 40. You know, you were talking about how everyone's getting better, right? Shoot, even the best of the best still wants to work on things of like, all right, how can I manage this zone coverage? How can I manage this man coverage? Yep. What is one way that I can do that can split this defense or offense here? When you have that type of mentality, that's only just going to keep letting the league get better and better as time gets on. So, you know, within this year in the LMFL, we've seen a lot of crazy moments, and still going to see more crazy moments as we still got a grand final and a lower final to come. But you know, there's been a lot of good play calls here as we see a pass to St. Brown here. Will he beat Winfield Jr. to the end zone? He does, but Smith does tackle him there for first and goal on the 7-yard. And we said this over time and time over again, Commissioner. Especially when it comes to Mac's team, he does not go down without a fight, no matter what the score is. And that's what makes him one of the biggest threat of the league, is no matter what it is, but to keep going, right? So a lot of good play calls, a lot of good mindsets coming on in here before we have those final 2 games left of the season there, Commish.
I think we got to also just remember that we're almost done with this season, man. Crazy. As Tesla gets a touchdown.
Yes, it is. Combined score of 96 points. Still a lot of points on the board.
And honestly, just really quickly, I mean, the fact that we're actually about to finish the season before July ends or starts is actually kind of crazy. But I'm very glad that we were able to do this in the time frame that has become. Now, there's a little bit of a thing here because you got to figure out when the lower final is, and depending on when that is, you will see if the grand final is going to be next week on Thursday, July 18th, because that is the day where we may potentially do the grand final, but we're gonna have to see what happens when Mac and Max schedule this thing up, and then we'll go from there. So, all right.
First and 10, ball 25 in I formation. This is the Bucky Urban, who's been having a grand, fantastic game.
Yeah. Now it's just a matter of just trying to bring the clock down, and you know, it is what it is. It's a big final score, but literally I think one of the biggest things that Mac will have to go into with this lower final is, all right, well, I'm trying to win this entire thing. What can I know? What can I do to try and like figure things out for a potential rematch if it does happen? We'll see though, but there's going to be a lot of questions going into this next game here. But legitimately, I mean, we also got to remember, I mean, shit. The fact that everyone, I'm just going to go back to everyone trying to get better, man. We're all still trying to get better when we really think about it.
And that's what the offseason's meant for, right? Like, that's what the offseason's all about. You know, we have all that time to go into the lab and kind of figure out what you want to do. And you know, next year, Commish, there's going to be new plays in the playbook too now. So it's not like we're going to go into next year and these teams are going to have the same plays.
That's true.
A lot of the opponents are going to have to learn new playbooks. They're going to have to understand new players. They're going to have to understand the chemistry of how their team will work. There's going to be a lot of times where, you know, that's going to happen as we see the Lions defense here in kind of like a goal line situation. Let's see. I'm kind of curious to see how this is going to go here. I'm actually kind of intrigued. Looks like Neptune is calling an audible here. Making Mayfield
not sure what this could be either, actually.
It's a double pass, and it's going to Godwin. And just like that, the nail in the coffin. Neptune has done that before at the end of these games, and he does it again here for the touchdown. And you know, Commish, at this point, that's like the Neptune staple with the double passes, right? Even when he's up far, even when he's not up far, he's gonna have a double pass at some point in the game, and that just happened right there, Commissioner.
Yeah, I just feel like it's always guaranteed with him. Oh well.
I mean, we saw it when he did it with Max. We saw I think when he did it with you when you were playing.
Yeah, it did happen to me. It was at the point of the game.
I don't care how the rest of this game goes. I just wanted that. That was it. I want you to understand. I wanted that.
That's what we say. It's the Neptune. We call it the Neptune staple at this point. So as we see a kickoff return here.
When it came down to that play, especially when it came down in my game, I was going through. I was leading, but I was leading by double digits. But then that play happened, and shit. I mean, it was like it was kind of like an eye-opener, because it's like, okay, this motherfucker is gonna do this bullshit on me. Okay, fine.
And just like that, a response by Mac. He's like, look, I'm gonna get that back on the first play. Touchdown by the Lions and Commish. That's one thing with Mac, right? Is we've seen a lot of plays all season where he'll get one play off the drive and he'll score right there. So yeah.
I mean, that play at least works, so see what happens.
Looks like a combined score of 111 as this kick goes out of bounds. And this will be driven out to the 40-yard line. But yeah, I think that's a combined points of 111. So I wouldn't be surprised if both teams' combined yards are over 1,000. So a great block by the O-line. Gives it to Cade Otten here for the first down. Now, Commish, was there any surprises that kind of that you were kind of intrigued with this game on either side?
In terms of surprises, like as of this moment, I'm just kind of surprised with with just the second half, I guess. Like, I think when it came down to just the double-digit lead, I was kind of expecting potentially some sort of as Evans is going to get the first. There's some sort of potential comeback. See if anything happens. As of right now, it's not much. Now,
And you know, we saw the lead changes too, Commish.
yeah. Oh well. The first down now, approaching 2-minute warning. And
You will
let's
indeed
see.
let that go to it.
All right, well, now we know who will be in the lower final. We will have the lower final between Mac and Max at some point within the next couple of days. And we shall see what happens next, as that is incomplete.
And let's talk about the Let's talk about the matchups real quick, Commissioner. I mean, talking about the lower final. What's one thing you're kind of looking forward to with the battle between, you know, the one of the best rivalries in the LMFL and Max and Mac?
Man, that game is going to be insane to watch. That game is going to be absolutely insane to watch.
Yes, it will.
Oh boy.
Can't get his feet down, K-Dot, in 3rd and 10. And now, Commish, this is, like you said at the beginning of this game, this will be the first appearance ever for Neptune in this grand final. And he's going to be a very, very hard opponent to beat here as K-Dot breaks a tackle.
It's going to be
the
rough,
way
but
that
it's gonna be a showdown for the ages. I'm sure of it. It's just that, like, when it comes down to everything, like, oh my god, we can like go through all the fucking matches if we really wanted to from 2023 onwards.
I'm very
I'm telling
intrigued by
you,
that. I mean,
every single game between those two have been insane to watch.
it has been, right? Since for the last 3 years. I mean, and that's not going to stop as we see White scores for the touchdown here. You know, that's gonna be the matchup that I'm really intrigued between. You know, how you still got 2 high-powered offenses, but both defenses is where there might be some weak points, but there's times where they can stop them easily. You know, so I'm also very intrigued to see how that matchup will go. So,
yeah, the
to
thing
people
is,
watching this
though,
game,
no, yeah, I was gonna mention, like, really quick, like, when it comes down to week 8, because they did face each other last month. So Max was able to win it 63-56. I mean, it was a very close game. Max was able to win it. Can Mac get potential revenge? Try to see if he can get something back here.
that'll be big.
All right. Yeah, I'm just expecting a couple runs at this point.
Yeah, this is where, you know, at the part of the game, you know, no need to use timeouts, just straight out the clock. Go to the locker room.
And also, I do need to edit something, so.
And this is where, you know, what a great game by Neptune's Born Centers.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of plays that,
you
know, Mac. Yeah, a lot of plays that Mac really excelled in, like, throughout the whole season. Neptune basically stopped a lot of that. And there were also a lot of times where Mac was playing real well defense and offense of stopping a lot of plays that Neptune couldn't normally do. But as the time runs out here, this game is now over. This game's now over, Commissioner. Your final score and going into the grand final in the LMFL for the first time, Neptune's Board Centers with 79 and defeats Max Cotton Knockers 39. Larlar, what a great game we commentated. Now we get to see those matchups between Mac and Max, and we will see Neptune in the grand final. What a game.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. We will let you guys know when the lower final will be at. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. And we got now officially 2 games to go. We got the lower final and then the grand final. So you stay tuned for future potential updates in regards to the schedule. So see you guys next time.